See?
Good morning. It is Monday morning of ASD. Look who's in my office. And look who's feeling rough. Sucker. We better mute this before we start hearing. Hello. Yeah, Chris needs a little hair of the dog right now. Chris is feeling a little rough. I, however, have worked out. I've shipped. Life is good.
My energy level is way down.
That would be an understatement.
It needs to be up by 1:30 though.
Yes, Chris has a speech in 2.5 hours, and I just caught him still laying in bed like this. So
apparently last night was fun though.
Oh, it was great fun. Chris had a grand old time. And so here we are. We were going to, we got a little bit of an audience here. Paul's just walking in behind us. As always, Jeremy's over here working on listing. So it's a whole group effort here. Pop that up so if anybody wants to see Paul. It'll be like a halo over your head.
This is like a rare, appearance.
There we should turn it on.
I think Paul's trying to hide, actually.
There, going back up. There we go. So what's happening, everybody? I'm feeling good. Are you feeling good? He's not feeling good.
Feeling rough.
He fertilized my bushes last night.
No, don't tell him that.
Oh, whoops. I just want to show the pictures.
I don't know if anybody wants to see them.
All right, so I know we had some questions today, so let me bring those up real quick here.
Hey, your mom is here.
Hey, Mom. Too much ass juice. Yes, Chris had too much ass juice. And for those who don't know what ass juice is, it's a yummy drink at the Double Down Saloon.
Oh. Matt and Todd went sourcing after.
No, they didn't.
No?
No.
They went to Walmart. Where else do you go to Walmart?
They had to buy a sleeping bag or something.
I'm sure they, scanned some stuff.
All right, so our first question is from Heather Higgins. You ready for this?
Is it a good one?
Well, we're going to find out. I'd like to hear you guys elaborate more about what sells better on both eBay and Amazon. I know a lot of people, I know for a lot of people, eBay is their go-to price checker, whereas they should be checking Amazon as well. Everyone here in Florida refers to eBay for selling stuff. Never once have I heard Amazon. Good thing for me, though. Well, that's kind of funny because even though I'm the eBay guy, he's the Amazon guy, I pretty much use my Amazon app for all my price checking.
Well, whatever it's selling for on Amazon, well, it's not a guarantee you're going to get it on eBay because eBay typically, traditionally, is going to have lower market prices than Amazon. Fair statement?
Yep.
Same product, $20 CD on Amazon, you can get for $15, $17 on eBay.
Yeah, so yeah, like you said, there's no guarantee, but it's absolutely what my go-to is. So when I'm, when I'm scanning this REM DVD audio on Amazon, whatever the lowest used price in this condition is kind of that's my benchmark. All right, it's 15.
But is that because Amazon's just easier to get pricing information versus completed, sold, only got 90 days, only got 30 days? Just give me, because what are we doing? We're trying to identify the product and find the market price, right? That's breaking it down what we're trying to do. And what's the easiest way? And whatever the easiest way to do that is going to ultimately win. Now, does eBay even have barcode?
They do, and I have not used it in a long time because it didn't bring up the same, but they're making us use UPCs, ISBNs now. So in the near future, it'll be way easier to scan on eBay too. But then again, if it's something super duper kind of not sure, I would scan on both.
Yeah.
Because if you're starting to see the same prices on both, then you're pretty confident, yep, that's a $17 CD, all day long.
If it's keyword, if it doesn't have a barcode or I can't scan the image or something, then I go to eBay. Right? I don't really do keyword searches for one-off stuff on Amazon. I would go to eBay for because if it's a keyword, I'm probably thinking it's rare, it's hard to find. And those are the types of products that end up on eBay, because that's the overall question, which she's asking, what should I sell on eBay versus Amazon? We've answered it several times, and it bears repeating. In my opinion, Amazon is great for new, barcoded, commodity stuff you have multiples of. That's Amazon. One-offs, used, collectible stuff like that goes on eBay.
Dirty socks with holes in them. That's eBay.
Not Amazon. No way. No way.
And for the love of all that is holy, please, 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 please hear me and spread the word. When you're checking prices on eBay on your app, Go to Solds. I am so tired of people going, well, here's what it's listed for. I don't give a crap. I could list my dirty sweat rag for $1 million. Does not mean it's worth it. Always go to Solds.
Amazon too, because Amazon doesn't show you completed.
True.
Like sales rank and a listed price. So by that, we're trying to deduce market price.
Okay, but here's the thing though on Amazon. If you've got 50 sellers selling the same item and they're all kind of in a range, then you got an idea.
More competition, the better.
If you go to eBay and see this and somebody has it listed for $1,000, don't base your thoughts on that. No. Go to Solds. When you see it sold for $2, that's your jumping off point.
Dude, I get people sending me screenshots saying, hey, I found this book. It's being listed for $1,800. I'm like, what is it? It's an Encyclopedia Brown number like 78. I'm like, how many sellers? Only one. I'm like, that's not, like, better. I mean, I know that the app scans it and you're like, cha-ching, I'm going to like cash out today. Like, no, that is a mass market paperback romance novel that there's just only one seller of. I did it. I actually pulled up a book, one of the first books ever listed, and didn't have a barcode. And I don't even remember how I got it, but no one had it listed. I mean, there's a listing, but there were no sellers.
Right.
And I wanted to read the book. So I was like, you know what? If it sells for $275, I don't even remember where this price came from, then I'll sell it. Other than that, I'll keep it. And then like a week later, someone else listed it for $274. Right? They were going to undercut me.
The race to the bottom.
But whoever that was basing their price on my completely made up price on this high ranking, nothing type of book. So you got to be able to go in. And that's where people say, oh, race to the bottom and undercutting and all this stuff. Guys, you got to sell your stuff. If something's overpriced and you can sell it for a lower price, get the sale, make your money, and move on, and you're happy with the profit, do it. Don't be scared to undercut. There are times to undercut.
Oh, yeah.
You got to sell for the market price, and you got to be able to tell the difference between market price and listed for price. Big difference.
And stay tuned today, because this might be the show where I get puked on.
Ooh, that would be
I hear it in his voice. You might not hear it over the air, but I could hear it going,
no.
Gwen just said, I wish somebody would develop an app that would research both eBay and Amazon and give the fair market sold value of an item.
Hey, Paul's listening.
Take the Amazon and the eBays and squish them together.
It might be more doable once eBay has more barcode scanning ability.
So be the first to the market and be good, and you could make a lot of money.
I think Heather's got a little nuance to her question that maybe she didn't intend.
Yes.
But it's what sells better, right? Because what does better mean? Are we talking about higher prices? Are we talking about more volume, more units?
Or a quicker turn?
Or, faster sale? And there's like, dude, we could make a guide, right? But it would still just be a guide. It'd be like, here's some guidelines, here's some kind of general rules. But eventually everybody's got to make decisions and say, this is best suited on Amazon. And guys, you're not always going to be right? Like you have to be able to say, hey, I put it on eBay and it didn't sell. Okay, no big deal. Put it on Amazon. Don't be emotional about it. Don't let the fear of making the wrong decision cripple you from making any decision. I see a lot of that. Like, I don't know what site listed on. Like, really? That's what's stopping you from selling that?
Well, it's like when people
you can't pick one out of two
who spend 2 hours researching like this coffee mug for eBay. I'm just like, I feel so horrible because, we have built in our group, 13 with the Boys, we have built it so we want everyone to do their own research first.
Right.
And that should be the case. But when we say that, we don't mean spend 2 hours on this Anheuser-Busch mug. And that's what I see. You spend 2 hours on an item that's going to bring you 10 grand.
Right.
You better know all the nuances of that. A $15 coffee mug, if you can't find it in about 5 minutes, then come to the 13 with the Boys and go, can I have some help? Or just, or on things like this, just write what it is. Write what you see. That's where people get so, and then they do this too. I can't find the name of this pattern. Okay, well, in Hawaiian shirts, some do have names. Tory Richards all have a name. But for the most part, the names won't matter. So just write what you see. This is a shitty example, though, because there's not much good in that one.
I'm surprised you even listed that shirt.
I know. I don't know why. So here, this one's got tikis and tiki huts and foliage. Just write what you see. It's vintage. Don't spend 14 hours trying to figure out the name of this pattern because it won't ever happen. So, because, the bottom line is we want everyone to be successful, and the quicker you can be successful and turn money, the better off you'll be.
I agree with that. I want to clarify a statement. Tortoise Picker is in the chat. Thanks for watching. the more sellers, the better on Amazon. That can be taken several different ways. Someone, you might take it as, oh, the more sellers, the more competition, and like all the profits gone. And I get that argument. But when I say the more sellers, the better for doing product research, the more sellers that are on a listing, the more competitive they're going to be to where the prices they're listed at are going to be the market price. If you only have one seller, two sellers, like my silly book example, that book was like a $4. It was a penny book. It's not worth really anything to anybody. But two people, me and this other guy, had his list for $275. The more people that come in on that listing, the price is going to go down to the point where it's actually going to sell. And I know nobody likes prices to go down, right? But like, we could list everything in this office for $1,000 a piece.
Do it,
like,
Jeremy.
Look at all this stuff. Look at my store, man. Look how much inventory value I got. No, you don't have it. Like, it's not going to sell, right? Like, you need competition to set the market price. And I use that for, say, items on Amazon that don't have a sales rank. Well, what do? I don't have a sales rank. I don't know what to do. I don't know. Well, what can you do? You can look at the dates on recent reviews. You can look at if Amazon's a seller or not. That's a good guide. If Amazon sells it, probably a good item that actually sells. The number of sellers, number of other sellers who say this product is worth it for me to list on Amazon. And on top of that, it's a better metric, I would say, is number of FBA sellers. That's the number of sellers that not only believe in listing it, believe in investing at least a few bucks and sending it to Amazon, right? So if you got 13 FBA sellers on an item, even if it doesn't have a sales rank, guess what? It's very likely selling. So use all the data you have at your disposal. And, and Robin's here, letting fear get in the way, right? I've seen someone in your group, I forget who it was, I'm not going to pick on anybody, but I'm not even going to say the product, because I don't want anybody to go back and
be a very specific product.
I remember this post.
All right.
And this was a clothing item, clearly worn out, used, like had no value. And they posted, hey, I just spent an hour and a half trying to find information on this. And I'm like, even if that was in new condition, it's not worth anything, let alone it's in such condition that no one would even want it. But they spent so much time on it. And that's where, like, I have a hard time kind of telling someone nicely to be like, I'm sorry you wasted 2 hours of your time. You need to throw that away. Don't be mad at yourself for wasting 2 hours and move on. Find the next product. Because it's like squeeze pages on the internet, right? I don't know if you guys all know what squeeze pages are. Like, if they're trying to sell you, you go to a website, it's like, hey, sign up for this and, like, get our guide on flipping real estate and this, and here's a testimonial, and there's more. They're long for a reason. By the time you get to the bottom, you've invested so many minutes.
Gotcha.
And the longer you've been in it, the more invested you are. And they've done studies on it, so it's a higher conversion ratio, right? So they make them long on purpose. And it's the same kind of, mental thing where you're like, but I've already invested 2 hours in this. I've got to get that back. No, those 2 hours are gone. Sorry, it sucks. Learn from it. There's still some value you can get out of it by learning from it, not doing it again, or sharing with someone else and helping them. But be able to identify those times where it's like, yeah, I should not have wasted 15 minutes looking up that coffee cup. Well, move on.
So if, say a CD, because that's always my example, say a CD doesn't sell for over a year on Amazon. There won't be any rank at all, right?
It'll have a rank. It'll get higher and higher and higher.
So
it'll disappear.
But there's no cutoff, so it could have a rank of like 2 million, 10 million. So, that's the one thing, and I've said this before, and I haven't said it in a while. If you're new to scanning, especially if you're looking at used stuff, rare CDs will have the worst ranking on Amazon, right. But that does not mean leave them behind necessarily. There might be some clunkers, but I watched a friend scan once, and I saw her leave some stuff that I grabbed, and I'm like, why'd you pass this? And she goes, well, the rank was like, 2 million. So I sold the CD once for $250, and the rank was like 1.8 million or 2 million or something. Right. But it's because it never shows up. But guess what? When it showed up, I got it. I sold it for $250. And since then, I don't look every day, but I glance in on it. I don't think anybody's had one in a long, long time. I mean, I'm sure I could go to Camel, right, and see the last time it spiked. You
can find the sales rank.
But, so if you're new to scanning, the numbers are good. They guide you, but don't be beholden to them that you can only see the numbers. You have to think a little bit too. So
there are items with high sales ranks, and they have high sales ranks for several number of reasons, right? Like if it has a high sales rank, it hasn't sold in a while, right?
Did we go to the same party last night?
Doesn't seem
yes,
like
I'm the party. The problem is one of us is not a professional drinker.
Oh.
I've worked out this morning. I've had breakfast.
All right, so reasons an item has a high sales rank. I should eat breakfast, actually.
Oh, now it's lunch.
I should eat lunch. Reason for having a high sales rank, because what does that mean? It means it has not sold.
Right.
And why isn't something sold? Maybe the listing sucks. Maybe it has terrible description, no product image, whatever it is. Maybe there's been no offers. No one's had it available. If no one has available, no one can sell it. Maybe all the sellers have stupid high prices on it. Like if there's a $250 CD ranked 2.2 million and I picked up for $1, I would take $100 in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Because the 250 to me is not appearing to be a market price. It does not appear to be selling at 250. And when you got that much margin in it, you got room to play. And yeah, I would take the quick sale. Maybe I start at 150 and then move it down. But there I am. I'm undercutting. How dare I? How
Chris
dare
is
I
the
lower
race.
price? But that'll happen. So it's, we've never really put in a yay nay. People asked us for that in the Scam Power app. You give us a yay nay. Give us like a sound that we should buy and sound we shouldn't buy. And it's really tough to dial that in because then you miss lots of good stuff.
You do, and that's why I always bring that up because I'm not the Amazon guy, I'm not the FBA guy, and and if you're moving, if you're buying wholesale, moving mass product, this will not. What we're talking about now really won't have much of a factor to you. But if you're still hunting around a thrift store, a used CD store, or someplace where you're picking up barcoded things and you're seeing this crappy rating, but it's not showing up as anybody having any, pause. Then hop over maybe eBay. And like with CDs or other places to go, there's a place called PopSite, there's a place called Discogs, and you can kind of see what's hot. So don't ignore rare CDs, or ignore them. I'll find them eventually. Either way.
They're talking about how much of a lightweight I am. I'm okay with that.
Yes, I am the party. I told Chris, I go, here's the 2 mistakes people always make.
Dude, I didn't make these mistakes.
Oh, yeah?
Well, like not on purpose.
No. It's never a mistake on purpose. But the 2 things, you can't run with me drink for drink. But you're my size, so it's a little bit different. It's when little people come to town, and I don't mean actual little people. I mean people who are like 5'2" who think they're going to drink for drink with me, and people who don't live in Vegas come to Vegas and forget what's going on, and it's like, oh, drinking all night, never closes. Yay, more drinks, more ass juice, and then the ride home is like, what? The lanes keep crisscrossing.
They did. They were crisscrossing like crazy. Worth $500?
No. So Mary says, for what point do you get hired help when you reach a certain income? Well, there's my hired help. See what little money pays for.
Man, I'm a bargain.
Yeah, you are. But my hired help was to go to the next level, which it took it to the next level at that time. And then when I was filming the show, of course, I needed someone here keeping the office afloat. And nowadays, I'm not doing the show, but I travel quite a bit. Chris travels quite a bit, and Jeremy keeps my my stuff flowing freely. And so it's not, Jeremy isn't here to go to like we're going to the next level. Like I'm selling so much, I'm driving a Lamborghini, but he's here to keep to keep it flowing. So when you get to the point where your stuff's overtaking your house, if you're doing eBay, I would say get a part-time picture assistant, because that takes all the time, taking pictures. If you're ramping up Amazon and FBA and you're like, okay, there's more product than I can handle, I think that's the time. Like, where the deals are and you just can't get to them all, that's when you should get an assistant.
Well, you're hiring someone to remove a bottleneck, right? Like whether like you're not traveling, like you need someone like, hey, you're not doing all FBA, you need someone to ship your orders, you need someone here. And kind of the number that I always play with is $15 an hour. Because $15 an hour, you can get someone pretty good for $15. Pretty much anywhere in the country, I would think you can get someone $15 an hour who's been like take it serious. Like, all right, I can do this. And if you're not hiring someone to prep shipments or do anything you don't want to do in your business, whatever the bottlenecks are, then you're paying yourself $15 an hour. I mean, like, it's like mathematics, right? It's like arithmetic, right? Like algebra and stuff. You're either paying yourself.
Algebra.
This is algebra. If you're like, I'm paying myself or I pay someone else.
That is not algebra.
Maybe it's algebra.
It's calculus.
Tell me more about this $15.
I was worried I said that on the last show. I was like, I don't know what he pays Jeremy. So,
dude, it's bad.
Man, it sounds good.
Dude, don't forget. Don't forget. You come and go as you please here too. That's all part of it.
Dude, there are perks.
Oh yeah.
Nah, he's awesome.
There are perks to working for me and being a rock star. Like I can't
Sure.
make it today. Okay, that's cool.
Right.
Because when I'm here, because that's kind of the part of having a good assistant. I'm very like, all right, that's cool. Because I know he's not showing up just because he doesn't want to show up, and he might be. He's young. Who knows? But as long as he shows up most of the time, I'm pretty easy going. You know, like, and you know, he can get it done.
All right. But hire people to remove the bottlenecks, whatever it is, and like break down your business. Okay, I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this. What can I hire someone to do? And I've seen a lot of people, they think, well, I can never trust anybody to label my products. Like, what are you talking about? Put stickers on a barcode?
Give me your keys, Jeremy.
Like, you can handle someone doing that. Like, but no one can, you know, put the stuff in the FBA shipments in the boxes the way I can. Someone else would screw it up.
You know, some people worry about stickers. Jeremy has a key to my house.
Right.
So if Jeremy was so inclined to steal my dogs or my tiki mugs, he could. So you got to find the right person, yay, but also you do have to give it over. Like you have to give that trust if you're hiring somebody to do your work, because if I just stood over his shoulder all day and stared at him, I wouldn't get anything done. And he'd be like, the hell are you doing? Get away from me.
Right. People, I mean, I hate to blame the media, right? But the news tells us that we're all bad people, and that, you know, they convince us that everybody will stab you in the back the second they get a chance. You know, and people really aren't like that, right? Like they really aren't. They want, oh, I do this for this many hours and I'll get paid this much money. Okay, I want that end of that deal. That's what they want. They want the money instead of the time. You want the time instead of the money. That's all the relationship.
That should be a bumper sticker. I like that.
We're overthinking it, right?
Yeah.
Sellers, I've talked to so many sellers, and they're paranoid. They think like, oh, well, you better not hire Jeremy. He's gonna like hit all the thrift stores and put you out of business. Yeah. I'm like, really? I don't.
Well, Jeremy has 2 bags of product that he bought on his own that it looks like the stuff I buy because that's what he works with every day. And he's gonna at some point use my photo studio to take all his pictures, so it's part of the perk too. But he is buying exact product that he's learned from me. Do I care? Nope.
Watch out.
I can't get to the store. I'm too busy. I barely get to thrift at all anymore. But I got plenty to work on. So, yeah, I'd rather, my last assistant went on to do her own thing. And with my help and with Chris's help and others in the community, she's doing her own thing, mainly FBA now. And she's rocking it.
The same thing came up when FBA first started getting big. And people are like, I can't trust Amazon with my inventory.
Was that the prevailing attitude back in the beginning?
They're like, I can't do. Well, there's 2. 1, I don't trust them, and 2, no one can pack boxes like me. Like, I pack them boxes. I am the best. And like, you guys think about it. You get a box, you rip it open, get your thing out, and you throw the box in the trash, or you burn it, or you recycle it, depending on where you live. You live out in the country like we do, you burn it because we have so much cardboard.
Burn barrels. I haven't had a burn barrel in many years.
Oh, we burn a lot of cardboard. But I mean, like to prep up. I mean, if it's the right. I mean, Griff talked about this at his eBay talks, where like you order like these special papers or something from Japan, and they put a lot of effort into like the presentation. And if your product requires great presentation, great. If you're selling a commodity, if you're selling a CD, put it in a bubble. Like really we've got over this hump now. Like we trust Amazon to ship our product. But it wasn't that way at the beginning.
That's all you need for a CD.
Yeah.
That's it.
They didn't trust Amazon, and they thought too highly of it. They didn't realize, like, let's break this down. And I've said this before. I've taken a little heat for it. Packing boxes, fulfillment, shipping orders is minimum wage work. I'm going to wrap this in some bubbles and put it in a box and put a sticker on it. Like, no one went to school for that, right? No one has a degree or a minor in
stickering and boxing.
Dude, I am good at packing boxes, right? Like quick, they look good. I know like how to do the tape to where it's like maximizing like the everything. But that takes you what, like 30 minutes to learn? I can teach you everything I know about boxes in 30 minutes. That's it.
Chris can pack a box like no one's business, but he can't travel well.
I'm getting better.
My mom said we should announce why Chris is in town. Chris is in town because he needed a hangover.
We saw the Hangover guys last night. They impersonated.
Yeah. No, this week is ASD. And what does ASD stand for?
Hey, chat room, if you guys can figure it out, you'll win. Do we have a prize today or something?
Sure. I'll send him my sweaty do-rag.
Sweaty Durag, if you can
No.
find out what ASD stands for.
I'll send him something. ASD is a wholesale convention here in Vegas. Happens twice a year. You can go buy lots of products and ship them straight to Amazon for FBA. Chris speaks. Scam Power is obviously a product one would use for things like this, and I just hang out because it is not my world and it bores me to tears. But Chris has to give a speech in 2 hours, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he rallies.
It's game
Uh,
time.
Puke and rally. That's what you need to do. That's how you got to keep on going.
I got what, 2 hours?
Yeah, 2.5.
Oh,
Wait, is your speech at 1 or 1:30?
1:30.
Oh,
We gotta
1:30.
get there. Like,
I know.
I need a evaluate code, like a static one. Can you do that?
We'll work on it.
But in like 2 hours.
We'll work on it. You got a small window.
I got to set up an autoresponder.
So Tortoise says, what percentage of your sourcing for FBA is online? Chris really doesn't do it anymore. So for that kind of question, we don't really have an answer, and I don't do it at all. So
Oh, but that's a great question to put in like the Scam Power Facebook group, because there's no right or wrong answer, right? Like you could do 100% online, you could do 100% retail, you could do 100% wholesale. And before we move on from ASD, guys, one of the biggest reasons to come to ASD isn't necessarily the products you're going to find at the convention center. It's hanging out with other sellers, the networking, the relationships. If you don't believe me, well, if you don't believe me now, you'll believe me later. Like there is absolutely no doubt. Once someone goes to an event, they're like, oh, this is what this. I would never have thought that flying all the way out here to have dinner with someone for an hour and a half was what actually added 20% to my bottom line from a relationship. Yeah, it's not the.
But it is. So I'll just go back to my last assistant, and I won't say her name because I don't know if she wants me to just be like, hey. And most people might know her, but she learned eBay and thrifting from working for me, and then realized that she needed to up her game. And so she goes, I think I got to do FBA. And it was a rough start, but because of relationships I built going to events, people I never would have met any other way, I said, reach out to this person, this person, this person. And then I reached out and said, hey, my friend's going to be hitting you up. Please help them out. And they said, absolutely. And all these people, Chris being one of them, my boy Dwayne being another one, reached out and helped. And, Chris I've known for a long time, but Dwayne I only met because of going to events. And, it was nice for me to be able to say, hey, can you help my other friend here? And everyone did. The whole community that she reached out to, and it helped that she said, I'm Jason's buddy. But it worked. And so now she's doing it. And now she's doing it for other people. And those relationships I built at these events. So even though I go to events like this where I'm just like, ugh, but having drinks last night, having dinner last night,
We drank last night?
just a bit.
Oh.
But that's, when I need that person, I know who to call now.
Yeah.
Things we talked about last night, I'm like, okay, I'm going to put that in my back pocket. If I ever get to that point or I have another friend who's doing that, now I know who to connect that person to. And when they say to me, hey, Jay, my friend's doing some thrifting, can you help? Absolutely. That's the best part of this. Of course, you're here to buy products and make money, but you're also here to foster relationships.
Associated Surplus Dealers? That could be ASD.
I think that might be it.
Oh, Gwen, you get a prize. I will send you something better than my sweaty do-rag.
Way better.
Way better. Send me a note today, Gwen, and I will send me your address, your mailing address, and I will send you a box of goodies. But good job. As Sabrina says, Jason, you said you sell on Amazon. What did you start out selling? Oh, CDs. CDs is all I sold from like 97, 98 till about 2005 or 6. I sold a few things in between there, and I sold a lot of records, but I sold mainly music, CDs, records, and then DVDs and stuff like that. But CDs are super easy. They're super easy because they're small. They always fit in the same package. They're always the same size. There's no thought involved. So if you can find a product that you can turn and burn that you don't ever have to think about, like I never have to think about, ooh, do I have a box at home? It's the same number 0 all day, every day. I have shipped over at least 100,000 CDs in my career, if not more. You know, because back in the day when there was as many sellers and there wasn't downloadable music, I was selling at least 500 a month, like 350 to 500 a month. And then of course Christmas time, I was selling like 700 a month. So I've shipped a lot of CDs in the last 17 years.
You gotta find a way to ship an MP3. Then you'd be on to something.
Just open the box and it's just empty.
Yeah, it's just like it's got a sensor. Whenever it's open, it automatically downloads to you.
Is that what you think?
I don't know if that would catch on.
Yeah, the funny thing is, Glenn, we talked about ASD last night, and none of us who are already attending it could figure it out.
Well, here's the problem with like going to an event like this, because I definitely had way too much to drink last night, and I probably am going to forget some of the things we talked about. So I can't put that in my pocket and be like, I'm going to remember that for later. I'm like, I remember that. I don't remember that. So, yeah.
Yeah, see,
I made a mistake of.
Yeah, and we're doing it again tomorrow night. Well, we're doing it tonight, but
Cool.
I don't think he's doing it tonight.
Some apple juice tonight or something.
New round of friends tonight for drinking. But tomorrow night, if you're watching this and you're in Vegas or coming to Vegas, we're all going to Frankie's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Charleston Boulevard, just west of the 15. And we'll be there all night. Mike, my boy's bartending. He makes phenomenal drinks, so come on down. We're going to be hanging out all night. Be aware, no food, and it's just a small dark bar.
Very dark.
Very dark. So,
Affordable shopping destination is what it's.
boy, we're getting the history.
We are.
The show was established in 61. Man, this show's been going on forever.
Dude, I didn't know about it for a long time. And I don't even remember how I ended up coming to this thing. But then after I started speaking at it and like talking about it in Scam Power, like so many sellers come to ASD now. But there are trade shows and wholesale shows like pretty much every day
Well, yeah,
somewhere in the country.
and here all the time. Like
Right. Like
our friend Michelle,
it's
she's
just
like,
ASD.
yeah, she's like, I'm going to this one today, and then that one tomorrow. I'm like, holy cow! There was one for just pets and animals last week. I think she went to,
Mm.
and that one I wouldn't mind tagging along just to see because I got little dogs.
You brand that pug stuff.
Yeah,
Where are your dogs anyway?
they're downstairs with mom.
Mm.
You know, mom's working, so yeah, we're not fun. All right, Mary Sullivan had a question in Flirting with the Boys. I'd like to hear how long it takes to make good money on Amazon. I've given up on eBay. They restricted me, and I've shown them proof, save emails from feedback. From blackmail customers. Has anyone else had issues with eBay defects?
That's a big question.
No kidding.
But the original question, how long does it take to make good money on Amazon? I mean, theoretically, you can make good money. You can have your stuff listed and selling it the first day. The barriers to making good money are going to be lots of inventory, right? Because if you want to sell $100,000 worth of product in a month, you've got to have $100,000 worth of inventory to sell, and you've got to be able to bankroll $100,000 worth of inventory. So those, I mean, that's already the bottlenecks right there. You have to have access to capital, right? And this is subjective. Like I said, how much to make real money? You know, 5 G's a month, it's a lot of money to a lot of people. But if you want to make 50 G's a month, it's very possible. But you've got to be able to bankroll the inventory that's going to support that level of sales and be able to find products with the margin to be able to support that level of profit. And that's the game we're all playing. That's the game every seller here is playing.
Is that you?
Oh, it is me. My phone's in the other room.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Probably not important.
It's an Amazon emergency. The bad phone is ringing.
Someone texted me last night that Amazon emergency. I didn't write that. Whoever that was, I'll find it eventually.
I forwarded it and put it on silent.
Oh, yeah, thanks.
And threw it in the toilet.
Yeah, I did that too.
But you know,
But that's, I mean, like, you see that with eBay? Like, you
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
have money to buy stuff.
Yep.
And if you're doing like thrifting, if you're doing like one-off product sourcing, you gotta have the time. You gotta put the time in and have the right store. If you don't have like a lot of thrift stores around you, you're gonna have a hurdle. Like, I don't even know if you can get over that.
yeah, and if you're doing FBA, watching my friend, there definitely is a ramp up. Like, you gotta get it. You gotta
Keep reinvesting.
You got to keep
more inventory.
reinvesting. You got to understand it. But then once you get past that point, once you get your, Bambi legs out from underneath you and you're a full solid, buck at this point, then you're good.
Well, you own your inventory.
Yep.
Right. So I mean, I know a lot of people use lines of credit or credit cards or wherever you want to finance your inventory. But once you keep reinvesting, you get to the point where you're like, okay, I've got like 180 grand worth of inventory there, and I own it. Right. Like, I don't have 180 grand in the bank. I have 180 grand in inventory. That when it sells, I don't have to pay off a line of credit. I don't have to make a credit card payment. Wherever you're doing your inventory, it's your profit, right? Like you don't even have like the cost. You've already paid off the cost. It's all profit. But that, depending how you're set up, like if not everybody has 180 grand in the bank. They're like, I'm gonna do FBA today. I'm gonna spend 180 grand at ASD. You can, right? Some people do, but I'll add one more thing, like the hurdle to getting big, and it's a mindset thing. Because I've talked to so many sellers who will say, "Oh, I could never spend 12 grand on inventory." I'm like, well, then you're never gonna get big, right? Like, but it's inventory. It's not you're going out and buying a $12,000 96-inch television. I mean, like, well, now what do I do? Right? Like, you're not spending on a around the world vacation. You're buying inventory, and if you're using ScamPower and Campbell and Keepa and Amazon Sales Rank and all this stuff, you're making a very informed decision to be like, okay, I know what's going to happen. I'm going to buy this product and I'm going to sell it. I'm going to make this much money in this amount of time. And if you're wrong, figure out where you were wrong and pivot. But we're not buying inventory that's dead, right? Like about 12 grand worth of something, and now it's worth zero. Like, well, it's not worth zero.
Well,
it's not worth the 18 you thought you were going to sell it for. But you should, if you buy right, you should be able to get the 12 back.
Oh yeah.
And maybe you got to take 10.
Sometimes it's like gambling in Vegas. If I walk out of the bar after gambling even, that's a win in this town. Okay?
You won last night.
Well, last night,
I remember that.
He was getting drunk. I was winning $80. Woo-woo!
Yeah.
But it's like those boots I bought. I paid $200 for boots that, based on research, the last batch of them was sold from $400 to $700. And nobody's got them right now. And they're hot boots and by a big-time designer. And I got them up for $1,000. Like, oh, my God, you paid $200? I'm like,
yeah,
I will.
Never spend $200. It's the most. It's a question for the chat room. We'll post this in 13 with the boys. What's the most expensive item you've ever purchased at a thrift store? And I'm betting 95% of the answers will be under $100.
Yeah, I bought a toy for $175. That was my most expensive one item.
Was Skinny Bones? Is that what? How much was Skinny Bones?
No, Skinny Bones was. We went 100 core on that, but that was an antique store, so that's a little bit different. But when I bought the boots, at the low end.
Hey, Jen's here. Hey, kids. Hey, 20s.
Don't do what Daddy does.
No more.
But when I spent the $200 at the low end, I will clear $150. So if I cleared only $150, that's $150 of profit for one item. But I might clear $400 or $500. So I'll gamble that $200 to get $500 because I know it. It'll be easy. We're going in the fall. They're unworn. They're hot. They're knee high. They don't sell right away. I'll go find my friend. Find a friend who's got cute legs. I'll put her in them.
But it's just numbers, right? I'm gonna spend X to get Y, and because there's margin built in, it's you have room to play.
Yep.
Right. If you buy right, like you think you can get $200 back out of those boots, like if you had to.
Oh, absolutely.
So there's really no risk.
The boots were originally $1,200. Yeah. I mean, but
like, you got to buy below retail. That's like not the over Amazon, like the over retail flipping and all that stuff. This is if you buy right, if you buy low enough, you are very, very safe.
I forgot to wear a hat again today, so I got my hat on.
Dude,
but
I'm wearing a hat. That count.
But here's an item. I thought this would be funny. Where am I? Show me your shamrocks. I had it listed for 2 years. Nobody bought it. Like,
did you have the right keywords? Trucker, snapback.
Oh yeah. But sometimes they're duds. And what I do, I just pulled it, and now it rests on my jackalope. And then I needed to wear a hat today for my episode, so now I'm wearing it. I know it's a little late, but
destined.
But the point is, if you have a dud, you have a dud. You move on.
All right, real question here. Could you feasibly start out with $500 and build it from there? Yes, absolutely you can. You could even start lower. I just want everybody to have the right expectations. If you only have $500 worth of inventory, just be realistic about how much profit you're going to get when that inventory turns. And if that's acceptable, that's going to put in your mind that you're having success. Because these are all numbers, right? Like if you start with 500 and you're like, well, I really want to make, $2,000 a month, that might not be realistic. And if you set yourself up that way, you're going to fail, not because of anything you did, just because you have the wrong expectations. So hang out with the right people, right? Find other sellers, ask questions, talk about retail arbitrage, online arbitrage, wholesale, private label in these groups. Find out what you're good at and what you want to do. I don't know how to convince people to get into mastermind groups. Like they are the most valuable thing.
Mary wants my hat. All right, Mary, send me your email or your email. Zip it through email. Send me your mailing address and I'll send you the hat. And if anyone wants to show me their shamrocks, I'd be more than happy to take those pictures too.
I can't bring my guests on this show. Like,
Why?
well, the way we did like Spreecast, we just pop someone on.
We could. If we
You
had
have
some.
to send them the link.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But we could. But, and we could set it up. I mean, from now on, if we want to throw up a guest, we could set it up. So, here's the link if anyone wants to pop in. Because-
There's a real question from your mom.
Oh, my mom's got a question. Yes, Mom, I love you.
Is there a way to go back to a buyer after you have countered his offer and he passes? Can you go back and say, "Hey, I'll take your offer," or is it like, "Are you dead?"
Or as my mom said, are you shit out of luck? That's my mom. Well, that's eBay, obviously. And I have every once in a while, but sometimes, like, you know what? That ship sailed, go on and wait for the next offer. But you could just email him. You have his contact info through eBay. You wouldn't have his email, but you have his contact info through eBay, his ID. So you can send him a message and say, hey, remember that pair of water skis you want to give me 200 for? I'll take your 200 now.
They'd have to submit a new.
They would have to submit a new, and they might now feel they have you over the barrel. They're like, all right, I'll give you 150 now.
Yeah, might come across as a little desperate.
But if you want to but if you want to move it, that you can give that a try. And Mary Song wants to know when I'm coming to the Windy City. October. I'll be there for 10 days. I'm speaking at a conference with this man right here.
That's right.
We're going to get him drunk in Chicago. And
That doesn't sound like a good idea.
I'm going to have
ever
2 thrifting classes around the Chicago area. So stay tuned to Thrifting with the Boys for all that info. Actually got to start promoting that event, so I'll start doing that this week. And I will be in the city drinking, thrifting, and my wife is running the marathon, so cheering her on. Go, honey.
That'd be crazy. That's going to be a good time.
That's going to be a heck of a week. We're going to be there for, we're doing a side trip to Milwaukee, and ask me why.
Why?
Because there's a tiki bar. We got to go. I saw there was a tiki bar an hour and a half from Chicago. I got to go.
Ooh, I don't know if we're all going to go.
No, you won't even be there yet.
Oh, okay.
See, we're doing vacation first, then the event. So right before the event starts, like we're going to Milwaukee. I'm going to come back, do a thrifting class, and then we'll be together that Thursday night.
All right.
But yeah, give it a try, Mom. It wouldn't hurt. But, what'll probably happen is they'll ignore you, and then the next day it'll sell for full price. That's what typically happens in situations
I would
like
predict ignore.
that.
Like they're going to get the message and not pay attention to it. All right. I think it's going to be the last question. I got the presentation.
Yeah, I know. We have to cut it a little short today. Mr. 4 hours on a plane forgot to finish his presentation. So.
Yeah. All right. So from Robin, you generally recommend merchant fulfilled first over FBA to start, and yes and no. It doesn't matter. You can hop straight into FBA. You can send a shipment. You can open an Amazon account and send in an FBA shipment the same day. It just depends what you're comfortable with. It depends if you're very cautious and you're testing out inventory, then I would say do merchant fulfilled because there's no fees on Amazon unless an item sells. So it's free to list. List your stuff. Be familiar with the platform. Figure out if you want to ship, and maybe you're coming over from eBay and you can ship. And you've got all the packing stuff, and you're good to go. And you can do merchant fulfilled. And some items are going to be best merchant fulfilled. But FBA is going to be how you make some money because you can scale up. You're outsourcing the fulfillment process, and you're going to get what I call the FBA boost, where the exact same item for the exact same price, if one's merchant fulfilled, once it goes FBA, you're going to get, and I don't have any real data to like back this up, but I would say at least a 30% boost in sales. Like there's going to be like 3 more sales that go through out of every 10 that wouldn't have gone through just on merchant fulfilled. But now that they're FBA,
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I'd even go up to 50, 30 to 50.
I don't know if I give you 50. I'll give you 30.
Well, it depends on the item, right? If it's popular, I don't know. But there's definitely a boost. So you can't just do merchant fulfilled and be like, oh, that item doesn't sell. Well, it's because there's no FBA offers. It's not selling.
Yeah.
Send it to FBA, which requires more investment, your time, your inventory. You have to have more invested in the item to send it in. That's how you're going to get a real test of the market.
And I do think you should get your feet wet with merchant fulfill, list some things, sell some things, and then because there is a hurdle to get over FBA. It is a whole new world.
Oh, speaking of, I got an offer that is still going on right now. If you're in the Scam Power group and you've missed it,
Listen up.
email with the subject line FBA to chris@chrisgreen.com. Finally set that up. Just do that, and you'll get an automated response with a link to my Udemy course teaching you Amazon, FBA, arbitrage, everything. Completely free. It's a $200 course, but I just launched it. And and try this out. Email chris@chrisgreen.com, subject FBA. This may not be a good idea because it's going to be on replay. If you're watching on replay, the code may not work anymore, but still email me and I'm sure I'll find
because somebody might replay today because they were busy, like Pam's on a plane. You never know.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. We got 31 people.
And hey,
I'd like more than 4 people to give us a thumbs up.
Yeah.
31.
hey, 31, give us a thumbs up. We got our 5 haters that have nothing. Oh,
Down here,
Where are we?
over in this corner, the thumbs up would be nice.
Follow us. Click follow. Thumbs up. And hey, haters, love you.
Yeah, thanks for watching, you 5 thumbs down.
Thanks for falls around. You got nothing better to do.
They should have came out with us last night. They would have had a good time.
Yeah, you drink with me, you would change your mind. Trust me.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, we're gonna go because Chris has to give a speech in an hour and a half, and I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, get my
Hey,
game face on.
Find me on Periscope. I'll put him on live. I am at Tiki Pug, so find me.
We're gonna do it on my Periscope.
I can't do it on mine too.
We're gonna do both.
Well, yeah.
All right.
So find me on
Both of them.
Periscope. You will see Chris looking haggard.
You guys want to help us out? When you see him go live, take his Twitter link in the Twitter feed. Take that and share it. Share it on Facebook. Share it in the groups. Because if you're not following us on Twitter, you're not going to get the alerts. I know a lot of you guys are Facebook peeps. So get the link. But we can't do it ourselves. Once we fire it up, we can't like leave the app and go get the link and like,
Yeah.
go post it. So we need you guys to post it for us. All right?
Do it.
You know how we should end the show?
I wish you had it.
Like this.
Are we
Yeah.
thumb wrestling?
With thumb wrestling. For real?
Yeah, for reals.
All right.
All right.
All right. Pick who you guys want to think is going to win. All right.
Whatever.
1, 2, 3,
3,
4.
4. I declare a thumb war.
I'm double jointed. You know that?
I
Look
see
at
that.
that. Oh,
This is gonna be, this is gonna be tough.
boom! The shortest ever, dude. I thought like you had to.
You're what? I was so amazed by your thumb. I was just staring at it. Your thumb goes so far back. You're like, yeah, that does. Mine does not do that. It just stops there.
I got this extra little joint.
Yeah. I
Going
was.
on. My
Just,
kids got it. My kids can touch their wrist backwards with their thumb.
it looked like your thumb just like went back like on a tree. I was like, what? All right, I'm gonna punch you in the gut and watch you puke.
All right. Well, guys, let us know if you want to see thumb wrestling and more episodes. And if we get enough votes, we will do that. And give us thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe.
Regular thumbs up or double jointed thumbs up. Give it
One
to
or the
us.
other.
All right, we're out of here. We'll see you next Monday. Back to normal.
See ya.
Peace.
Ooh.